The wind howled across the frozen landscape as a team of paleontologists carefully chipped away at the ancient ice. Their breath formed clouds in the frigid air, their tools clinking against the hardened surface. It was supposed to be another routine excavation. Just another day searching for fossils buried beneath the ice for millions of years. But then, something strange happened. One of the scientists paused, his brow furrowed as he brushed away a thin layer of frost. Beneath the ice, something unexpected stared back at them. At first, it looked like just another fossilized creature from the distant past, but as the team uncovered more, their excitement turned to disbelief. The form was almost too perfect, its body eerily well-preserved. The creature's elongated skull, rows of razor-sharp teeth, and what appeared to be massive wing-like structures sent a jolt of adrenaline through the team. Could it really be what it looked like? A prehistoric dragon frozen in time? The radio crackled as one of the scientists called in the discovery, his voice shaking with excitement. This was not just another fossil. This was something extraordinary. How could a creature like this have remained frozen for 76 million years? Could the ice have preserved something more than just bones? The implications were staggering. If soft tissue or even genetic material had survived, this find could rewrite everything we thought we knew about prehistoric life. Was it a missing link, an unknown species, or something entirely beyond our understanding? One thing was certain. This discovery was about to change history. Keep watching, because what comes next will challenge everything we thought we knew about life on Earth. Encased in ice for millions of years, the creature was a breathtaking sight. Its body stretched nearly 30 feet from snout to tail, with massive, membranous wings folded tightly against its sides. Even in its frozen state, it radiated an eerie presence. Its elongated skull lined with serrated teeth, curved talons that looked built for grasping prey, and a ridged spine that hinted at an apex predator of its time. The most striking feature, however, was its wings. Unlike any known dinosaur, these weren't simple extensions of its arms like those of a pterosaur. Instead, they had a structure resembling those of bats, or even mythical dragons, leading scientists to question, what exactly was this creature? At first glance, it seemed like a new species of pterosaur, the flying reptiles that ruled the skies during the age of dinosaurs. But closer examination suggested something different. The bones were thicker, the musculature more powerful, as if this beast was built not just for gliding, but for true, sustained flight. Its fearsome jaw resembled that of a predatory dinosaur, but its wing structure was unlike anything ever recorded. Was this an evolutionary experiment that never took off? Or had paleontologists just stumbled upon an entirely new branch of prehistoric life? Preliminary tests only deepened the mystery. Carbon dating was impossible due to the extreme age, but the surrounding ice layers confirmed it was at least 76 million years old, placing it squarely in the late Cretaceous period. Scans revealed not just fossilized bone, but traces of preserved tissue, an almost impossible level of preservation for something this ancient. Could there be remnants of skin, muscle, or even genetic material locked inside? If so, this discovery wouldn't just tell us about an unknown creature. It could offer a glimpse into a lost world in ways we never imagined. What had nature buried beneath the ice, and what secrets were waiting to be uncovered? As scientists examined the frozen giant, a new question emerged. Was this creature a missing link between dinosaurs and something even more extraordinary? Its body had clear similarities to pterosaurs, the dominant flying reptiles of the Mesozoic era, yet it was different in ways that defied classification. The wings were stronger, the bones more robust, and its skull had an almost draconic appearance, reminiscent of creatures from mythology. Could it be that ancient legends of flying monsters were rooted in real prehistoric beings like this? Some features pointed to connections with wyverns, the winged serpents of folklore, unlike classic pterosaurs, whose wings were extensions of elongated fingers. This creature's wings seemed to attach to both its arms and body, much like the leathery wings of bats. Its sharp claws suggested it could grasp prey mid-flight, and its jaw, lined with rows of dagger-like teeth, hinted at a fearsome predator that dominated the skies. But if it was built for flight, was it a pure aerial hunter? Or did it also stalk prey on land? Some scientists speculated that it could have been an opportunistic feeder, diving down to snatch fish from prehistoric rivers, much like modern eagles, or even ambushing smaller dinosaurs from above. Understanding its place in the ancient world meant looking at its time period, 76 million years ago, the late Cretaceous. This was a world teeming with life, from towering tyrannosaurs to massive herbivores like Triceratops. If this frozen giant had truly soared through these prehistoric skies, it would have been a deadly force, competing with other predators for survival. But how did it live? Did it hunt in packs? Did it nest in cliffside colonies like seabirds? Or was it a solitary ruler of the skies, feared by anything that roamed below? Every discovery brought new questions, and as scientists pieced together the puzzle, one thing became clear. This was no ordinary fossil. It was a glimpse into a lost world, a time when monsters truly walked the earth. Preserving a creature for 76 million years is no small feat. Fossils are common, but finding something, this intact, soft tissues, possibly even genetic material, was almost unheard of. So, how did this monstrous flying predator remain frozen in time for so long? Scientists scrambled to piece together the conditions that led to this astonishing preservation. The most likely theory? A sudden and catastrophic deep freeze, one that locked the creature away before decay could even begin. One possibility is that this beast was caught in a flash freeze, an extreme cold snap so intense that it essentially stopped time for its body. This kind of event can happen in modern times when sudden temperature drops, freeze organisms almost instantly. But for something this large, in an era where ice sheets were not yet dominant, what could have caused such an event? Some researchers proposed that a volcanic eruption or asteroid impact could have triggered rapid climate shifts, creating a temporary icebound region where the creature met its fate. Another theory suggests it was buried in a glacial event, perhaps plunging into an icy lake, or being caught in a landslide that rapidly entombed it in permafrost. Over millions of years, shifting glaciers and geological changes may have kept it hidden until now. This would make it one of the oldest frozen specimens ever found, far older than the famous woolly mammoths preserved in Siberian ice. Unlike mammoths, which lived in already frigid environments, this creature came from a time when Earth was much warmer, raising even more questions about how it ended up in such a pristine, frozen state. Compared to previous frozen discoveries, this find was in a league of its own. Mammoths and ancient humans discovered in ice were only thousands of years old. This beast predated them by tens of millions. Could there be other prehistoric creatures locked away beneath the ice, waiting to be uncovered? If so, what other secrets does our planet still hold? The answers could rewrite history. But first, scientists had to unlock the mystery of this frozen tomb. As scientists carefully examined the preserved tissue, one question loomed over them like a shadow. Was there still viable DNA inside? If so, This discovery wouldn't just tell us about the past, it could change the future. The idea of extracting genetic material from a prehistoric creature had long been the stuff of science fiction. But now, standing before a perfectly frozen specimen, it felt closer to reality than ever before. Could we actually bring this ancient predator back to life? And, more importantly, should we? Recovering DNA from something 76 million years old is nearly impossible. DNA is fragile, breaking down over time even in the best conditions. The oldest genome ever sequenced, belonging to a woolly mammoth, was around 1 million years old, a fraction of this creature's age. But this wasn't a typical fossil. It hadn't turned to stone. Some of its cells, frozen and sealed away for eons, might still contain fragments of genetic material. If scientists could recover even partial sequences, they might attempt to fill in the gaps with DNA from related species. It's the same approach being explored with mammoths, using elephant DNA to potentially revive an extinct giant. But a flying reptilian predator? That would be an entirely different challenge. The idea of de-extinction has fascinated and terrified people for years. Jurassic Park made it famous, but real-world scientists are grappling with its ethical and environmental implications. Would bringing back a prehistoric apex predator be a breakthrough for science or a disaster waiting to happen? Where would it live? What would it eat? Could it even survive in today's world? Some argue that reviving extinct species could help restore lost ecosystems, but others warn that playing with nature at this scale could have unintended consequences. For now, the focus remains on studying what's left of this frozen dragon and unlocking the secrets of its past. But as technology advances, and as we inch closer to the possibility of resurrecting long-lost creatures, one thing is clear. What was once a fantasy may soon become a question we have to answer. Would humanity be ready? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Would you want to see this creature brought back to life? Or should some things remain frozen in time? The discovery of the frozen dragon isn't just a remarkable find. It's a game-changer for everything we thought we knew about prehistoric life. If a creature this well-preserved could survive for 76 million years, what else might be hidden beneath the ice, waiting to be uncovered? Could our understanding of evolution be missing entire chapters? This isn't just about one creature, it's about the possibility that prehistoric life was far more diverse and complex than we ever imagined. For decades, scientists have pieced together Earth's evolutionary story from fossils, filling in gaps with educated guesses. But this discovery provides something far more tangible. A nearly intact specimen that could offer unprecedented insight into ancient biology. How did it evolve? Was it a one-of-a-kind species? Or did it belong to an entire lost branch of the tree of life? If this creature was real, could others like it have existed, perhaps even surviving longer than we once believed? Some researchers now wonder if we've only scratched the surface of what's buried in Earth's most extreme environments. The idea that more frozen giants could be waiting beneath ancient ice sheets isn't just speculation. As glaciers continue to melt due to climate change, long-hidden remains of animals and even human civilizations have been emerging from their frozen tombs. Could there be more prehistoric predators, perfectly preserved, waiting to be found? And what about an even more unsettling possibility? Could some ancient species have survived in isolated, untouched regions of the world? Deep lakes, uncharted caves, and the icy depths of Antarctica remain largely unexplored. Every so often, strange creatures are discovered in places scientists assumed were barren. Could it be possible that remnants of prehistoric life still roam in the most remote corners of the planet? This discovery forces us to rethink our place in Earth's history. We often see the past as something completely separate from our time. But what if it isn't? What if the past is still lingering beneath our feet, beneath the ice, or in the shadows of the unexplored? One thing is certain. This frozen dragon is just the beginning. The real question is, what will we find next? For centuries, cultures around the world have told stories of winged serpents, fire-breathing dragons, and monstrous creatures that ruled the skies. From the frost dragons of Norse mythology to the lung dragons of ancient China, legends of flying. Reptilian beasts have persisted across civilizations. But where did these stories come from? Could they be echoes of real encounters? Perhaps distant memories of creatures like the frozen dragon discovered in the ice? The idea seems impossible at first. After all, the frozen dragon lived 76 million years ago, long before humans ever walked the earth. But some myths have eerie similarities to real prehistoric creatures. Ancient texts speak of massive winged beasts with leathery skin, sharp talons, and jaws filled with rows of deadly teeth. Descriptions that match pterosaurs, wyverns, and even this newly discovered predator. Could ancient people have stumbled upon well-preserved fossils of creatures like this, inspiring tales of dragons and sky demons? The discovery of dinosaur bones in the past is believed to have influenced legends of giants, griffins, and serpentine monsters. Perhaps, long before modern science, our ancestors uncovered evidence of a long-extinct beast and wove their own explanations into myth. But what if the connection runs even deeper? Some legends describe dragons as more than just bones in the ground. They tell of creatures alive and flying, terrorizing villages or guarding hidden mountain caves. Of course, there's no evidence that a species like the frozen dragon survived into human history. But what if distant relatives, perhaps unknown, smaller descendants, existed long enough to leave an imprint on early civilizations? Even today, reports of unidentified flying creatures occasionally surface, from the Kongamato of Africa to the Thunderbird legends of North America. Could these myths be remnants of something real, passed down from generation to generation? While many dragon myths exaggerate their abilities, fire-breathing, intelligence, and even magic, the core elements remain surprisingly grounded in prehistoric reality. Enormous winged reptiles once ruled the skies, and now, thanks to this frozen discovery, we're closer than ever to understanding them. Maybe, just maybe, the legends weren't entirely wrong after all. The frozen dragon is only the beginning. With the discovery of such an astonishingly well-preserved prehistoric predator, scientists are racing against time to unlock its secrets. The first steps will focus on careful excavation, ensuring that every part of the creature remains intact as it is transported to a controlled environment. Once safely secured, researchers will conduct detailed scans, chemical analyses, and, most excitingly, attempts to extract any surviving soft tissue or DNA. If even fragments of genetic material remain, it could open doors to discoveries beyond our wildest imaginations. But beyond this single creature lies an even bigger mystery. What else is still out there? The fact that such a perfectly frozen specimen could exist at all raises the possibility that more prehistoric animals may be hidden beneath the ice, waiting to be found. With climate change accelerating glacial melt, fossils and preserved remains that have been locked away for millions of years are slowly emerging. Could there be more creatures, unknown species, perhaps even entire ecosystems, preserved in the same way? The idea isn't just theoretical. In recent years, scientists have discovered fully intact woolly mammoths, ancient cave lions, and even bacteria that have survived for tens of thousands of years in ice. If one prehistoric predator was sealed away for 76 million years, who's to say there aren't more? This discovery marks a turning point in paleontology. No longer are we limited to studying bones turned to stone. We now have the potential to uncover biological traces of creatures from a time we never thought we could. Touch. The frozen dragon is a reminder that the past isn't just something we read about in textbooks. It's still out there, waiting to be found. As science advances, as new expeditions venture deeper into the frozen unknown, we may find more than we ever expected. The next great discovery could be just beneath the surface. The only question is, what will we uncover next? Stay curious, because the story of Earth's lost creatures is far from over.